Hi, guys.
Hi.
So glad you could meet with me during lunch. Jen, thanks for coming again.
Not a problem.
We're here to talk about our peer-to-peer kind of coaching. And Jen, this is, as you know, we're working with Molly on some different interventions to try in her classroom to help more manage behavior and have kids more take responsibility for their own actions. And we just did a great circuit on learning feelings thermometer, which Molly will explain a bit about that. But I know before we talked in the hallway about you having some problems with kids acting out in your classroom. And this was a strategy that we tried. And of course, it's for the 3-year-olds, but it might be something that you want to try in your classroom to kind of give them that language and idea of. It really gave the kids in Molly's room a language base of what to use when they're feeling upset or stressed or relaxed, and kind of go from there. So
That sounds great, because a lot of the strategies we've talked about this year have really transferred to the 4-year-olds in my classroom.
Good.
So I'm really hoping that this will, too, that we can adapt it up just that little bit. Not much, but just that little bit, because I think it'll help, too.
And you'll hear her talk about the words, and I thought they were kind of high for her kids, but I think they get it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought they did
It's
really well
worked.
with it.
It's really worked.
So this was something that came like out of the Pyramid Plus training, but they, it came from Cephal. And so where is it?
And I gave it a big stack.
I know, right? Okay, so we, first we started the lesson with just talking about like what is a thermometer. And your kids may not necessarily need that part of it, but
So we've done a lot of weather stuff, especially this week with everything changing.
Right.
And this is your copy,
Okay.
if you want it.
Okay, thank you.
So our kids needed, my kids needed, a little course on what is a thermometer, what do we need it for, but it was pretty impressive that they were like, it makes sure that lets you know when you're feeling hot,
It was really
which
great.
segued right into, so we put on the thermometer at the bottom this picture of someone feeling relaxed, and then at the top the picture of someone feeling tense. And so just talked about like when you're tense, your body feels hot, it's like tight and stressed, and your face feels hot, and then relaxed, you feel cool and calm. And so what we had them do was just like stand up and practice like tensing up their body and then relaxing and just kind of talking about the vocabulary. They were, and your kids, like where my kids took it, I didn't know they were going to, but they connected it to the stop and go behaviors and were like, well, that stop behaviors make you feel tense.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
And so, I think that's where maybe like you could,
Take it
work
one
on
step
that
further.
with your
Yeah,
kids, because
yeah.
they would get that. Some of my kids were kind of like, what? But a lot of them understood it. So then we had them each come up and tell us, if they were feeling tense or relaxed and point to the picture. And I thought they just did a really good
They did.
job with it, and just really, and then I think more outside of the lesson, then it was like, okay, now we're like in the midst of a meltdown, and let's try to use the vocabulary or whatever,
Yeah.
So.
And one of the things that we did too is we had the big pictures, and Molly showed them the big picture. But then with your kids, because they're a little older, we could do we have a sheet for you with smaller pictures where they could each have their own picture, maybe show her
And
how they're
then say
feeling.
even for, I can think of a couple of the students in my class that, that it might even be nice to have like a little tiny picture to just hold up for them,
I
and
think so too.
when
I
they
think so
need
too.
that little reminder, but I don't want to stop them from what they're doing.
I know. And I think too, one of the great things that I can show you the video too of Molly just all of a sudden generalized it one day. Like I was in here and she started, and the kid was like hot, and she's like, oh, you're feeling, and I was like, stressed. And so the kids related it back to the lesson. So it was great that they could do that, which is the intent, but I didn't know if we'd really achieved that or not.
Right.
So, and I thought too, because, we've talked before about both your learning styles or promoter and wanting the children to take responsibility. I thought this would be a great way for the kids to take responsibility for their own feelings and how they're feeling and how their friends are feeling. And so try it out. If I'm going to come in and watch or help you one day, I can do that.
Yeah, I would love that. I think
Yeah.
I think this will definitely benefit all the students, but in particular our two little friends.
Yes.
I think they're really gonna
Yeah, right.
benefit from
Great.
this.
So great.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks. You're welcome.